Hello and welcome back for another video. Today's video is about these super cute mug huggers that are cookies. They're little turkeys. I have a confession. I was super excited to go ahead and make some Christmas stuff and realized let's not forget Thanksgiving. So I decided to make these cute little turkeys. But of course, I couldn't just make regular old turkey cookies. I decided to step it up a notch. These cookies can go perfectly on the side of your mug and then dip them. It's perfect. So this cookie dough recipe is super sticky, so you need to make sure you use flour. Sometimes I use parchment paper for my cookie dough. This does not work with this. You need to use flour. Make sure it's really floured down and good to go. Just go ahead and roll it on out to about 1/4 inch thick and get to cutting. I'm using a flour cookie cutter that I have from I don't know when. And this is going to be for the base of the body and also the feathers in the back. And then I'm going to use some oval shapes that I got in a little set of a bunch of different sizes. The smallest one is going to be used for the head and then a little bit larger for the body itself. I'm cutting out extra shapes just to be safe because, we all make mistakes. And notice how easily they come up because the surface is floured really nicely. We can also use this excess dough to make another batch. Just gather all of your pieces, clump them up together, and roll it out. I baked these for about 12 minutes on 350 degrees. And before I let them cool, I used my little cutout and cut the slits in the cookie so that they can fit on the side of my mug. Now I did this on warm, soft cookies because I didn't want the opening to spread. So the cookies have already spread as much as they're going to spread, and now I can cut out my openings. So I just went through each cookie and cut an opening to make sure they would fit on the side of the cup. And then I thought they were so pretty, so I just wanted to look at them all in one frame. I let them cool completely, and then I'm going to ice a few of them. Now you can leave them without any icing, that's perfectly up to you, and that's an option. But I decided that I want to ice them so that they can have some color. Now, I did not feel like making a bunch of different batches of icing colors, so I decided to use white and then paint on color to create a cool ombre effect. In retrospect, I would have left this body piece without any icing because I really like the brown color of the gingerbread cookie. And again with the face, you can leave it without any icing and that's perfectly fine. I also want to note that the way you ice these is completely up to you. The first cookie, I iced each individual petal because I knew the inside was going to be covered up by the body. Well, this one, I've kind of joined them a little bit, and then another one, I completely flooded the surface. So to create the colors on each of the turkeys, I just mixed a little bit of lemon extract with food coloring. I used gel paste food coloring to get bright, nice colors, and that's what I did here. Always start with the lightest color first. And then you can come back in and kind of create an ombre effect with the darker as it overlays the lighter color. I'm going to go ahead and paint the entire surface of the white here in this gold color because I'm going to come back over it with luster dust, and that background color helps it to kind of pop, and so I don't have to use as much. You have to let the coloring completely dry before you come in with the luster dust mixture, or else it's going to get all muddy and wonky and weird like, so be really careful. I'm using both copper and 24 karat gold luster dust. So you remember how I said I should have probably just left this one without any white icing? Well, I decided to make a brown to cover it up. Now, obviously, I didn't think about the white icing before I iced them, but I came up with this solution, and you can too. It looks pretty good though. I kind of like the icing colors, and that way it just lets you have a little bit more sugar with your cookie. I only iced a few of the heads, and so the ones that I iced, I decided to use the copper luster dust because I really like this color. This is another body piece, and this time I used just copper luster dust with the white royal icing. And I want to show you a little mistake. So when I broke that little piece off, I also broke the cookie. But that is perfectly fixable, and I'm going to show you how I did that. But first, I have to paint it. So each of the faces needs to have facial features, right? So all I'm gonna do is put a couple dots for the eyes and a little dot triangle for the mouth. In order to give the eyes some depth and dimension and look like eyes, I'm also taking just a teensy dab of some black royal icing. I also decided to give one of them a little mouth. Okay, so now is the fun part. It's time for assembly. So all you do is use royal icing to connect the pieces. So put a little bit of royal icing on the back of the body and then put it on top of the main part of the cookie and make sure those slits line up. You're gonna do this with the head as well. So just put a little bit of royal icing on the back and put it right there on the top. Here's a little side profile for you. So, do you remember that little broken cookie I was talking about? Yeah, here it is. So this is how I'm going to fix it. I am going to put the head over that little crack. So I'm just gonna fill it in with a little bit of royal icing and then plop the head right on top. No one will ever be the wiser. And that's it. Here are the cookie designs that I made, and this just gives you a little idea of what you can do to make yours. Thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and you can also check me out over here.